Pergram on Capitol Hill. He's got breaking details on this big, beautiful bill.
Well, good morning, guys. We are probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half away from actually starting the roll call vote. The final step in approving the big, beautiful bill and getting it to the president's desk, what the House of Representatives has decided to do is sync up with the bill that the Senate passed just a couple of days ago. This is not, any changes in this bill. This is the Senate bill. And because it's not the original House bill that was approved in late May, what they had to do is get a lot of people on board. There was a point when they started a procedural vote, a test vote last night about 9:30, where they had as many as 5 Republican noes on the board, and depending on where they stood in the roll call vote, about 8 to 9 who were just not willing to cast their ballots. There were some pretty intense moments there. As I always say, it's about the math. They can only lose 3 votes and still pass the bill. So they needed to change that, get all the people who were not voting.
At the end of the day, they were able to lug these guys across the finish line. You had, Thomas Massie at one point. He's going to vote no against the bill. However, he voted yes on the procedural vote, then switched his vote to no, then came back to yes. You had Scott Perry, a Republican from Pennsylvania, who wasn't even here. He was in Pennsylvania. They were waiting for him to drive back in this coalition of mostly these conservatives and Freedom Caucus members. They were going to vote as a bloc. They talked to President Trump around 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they, relented and got these side agreements that they wanted to go ahead and vote on the bill about 3:30 in the morning. At the end of the day, the only Republican who voted against actually starting debate on the bill, that was Brian Fitzpatrick, a Republican from Pennsylvania. So they can only lose 3 on the final vote. But once you get past that test vote, it's all but a fait accompli to get this done. The reason the timing is a little